Good morning, everybody. Been a few days since I did a video. Have been going through detox. I trying. I'm doing it still. Uh, quit snuff. Quit dipping. Yep. Sunday, Father's Day. I don't know what came over me. I just said, hey, I'm gonna let them. Actually lost a can of snuff. I just opened it and couldn't find it. Looked everywhere. Couldn't find it. So I just said, I'll quit. I didn't have anything else to do. Figured I'd quit. Alan's been doing shows. I haven't been coming on. Me and the wife been getting the house together. You know, we're still working on unpacking. What? And we're still. I got most of these boxes unpacked in this room. Still living a little on the edge. The wife actually said this morning, looks like we're almost moved in. And we are. We're almost moved in. We're getting there. My rehab on my back this week, my chiropractor, his routine, I go 3 days this week. I went 4 the week before. Going 3 days this week. And it's not much different. I go and they do an adjustment each day and use a regular old TENS unit on me. I got one of those at home. I use that here all the time. And ice. That's what I do. But Alan's been doing a bunch of shows. He's been just going crazy at it. Me, on the other hand, I don't know. I like to step back. I like to take a break now and then. Reload the old hard drive. So much information comes at us. So many things to think about. I still haven't answered what's his name's the abundant. Haven't answered his novel. He wrote me asking questions about or not even asking questions. I guess you'd say he's showing me the error of my ways. That's all I can figure is he feels like I'm missing something. Sent me paragraph after paragraph of analysis and biblical scripture. And I just ask him, hey man, what do you feel like I'm missing here in my salvation? Because he was going hardcore, man. He was going back to every little thing, man. It was strange indeed. We got lots to talk about, that's for sure. The world is definitely going crazy on us. Don't know what saw some pretty neat stuff here. I don't know how many y'all watch them. but like Days of Noah. He does some good stuff. There's some of one of his latest ones. Am I froze? Okay, now I have no sound.
Healthcare companies, major gas pipeline, they've raised major questions about what's next, what puts U.S. businesses and essential services at risk. So joining us to discuss that is Tom Bossert, ABC News contributor, former Homeland Security advisor to President Trump and President George W. Bush. So Tom, as I just said, you've been involved in 2 administrations trying to protect the country from cyber attacks and other threats to the Homeland Security. Are you surprised that here we are, all these years later, and that these dramatic vulnerabilities have been exposed in just a few weeks?
No, unfortunately, I'm not. And I talked to Ann Neuberger, the White House official that's got my former responsibility now, this morning. And I was really encouraged about the memo she put out on behalf of the administration today, essentially warning them that the threat is increasing, that foreign governments aren't willing to intervene. Some are abetting and supporting these groups, and essentially telling any company that thinks they're outside the target list to think again.
And, I think a lot of Americans have been surprised, obviously. We've heard about cyber attacks, but now we're living them. They're impacting our day-to-day lives in some ways. And the threat, the prospect that this would increase is somewhat alarming. So for people who are interested, what kind of ideas, what can we be doing better, not just citizens, but our governments, to prevent a major attack on our nation's infrastructure? Should companies plan on just paying these ransoms into the horizon as Colonial Pipeline did?
Problem, reaction, solution, right? That's just, again, we are seeing the COVID operation transferred into a cyber attack operation. Now, what they're going to do here is create.
I mean, right? That's crazy, isn't it? I mean, that's wow. And we've seen it coming. They've told us about it. They've told us. In the movies and the TV shows, they've told us, oh man, one of these days they're going to hack everything. They're going to hack the water supply. They're going to, it's been such a setup, and we're such suckers when it comes along. Wow, they took over a whole pipeline. Hey, they took over all the beef. Wow. I can't believe we're really, well, yeah, I can believe we're falling for it. I dang sure can. we're pretty programmed, pretty brainwashed now. Alan and I have been talking the last couple of days about, just what do you do when the cognitive dissonance and all the information's out there. At this point, I've said it before. I'm sticking firm now for the rest of the year. And I no use in discussing any of these political topics, any of this stuff. It's just the same. It's the same stuff. It's been going on for 100 years now. And I'm just talking my observable lifetime. It's just gotten worse. Just gotten worse. There's no getting around that. My daughter Madison, what's the deal with this? These kids these days got her maternity pictures. She's 36 weeks this week. She's we're heading up there here in a couple of weeks for her delivery. Excited. She had her checkup yesterday. All is going well. The little girl is facing the home plate. She's ready to come sliding in home as soon as the Lord sends her. She's in there doing her final stages of development, getting all those neurons and neural pathways and sensory opening cells, membranes. It's just amazing to sit and imagine and realize what that baby's going through right now, how she's growing, how she's already starting. She's got voices, she's got things, in her, learned already. She knows who they are. She doesn't know, but she knows. It just that fresh baby, uncorrupted, unspoiled. I'm begging my daughter to do the Lotus birth. I'm begging her. She's scared to broach it, even with her husband. I think he's such a douche, and I don't care if he sees this. Can't believe he treats her the way he does. He's such a wuss. He's a cop, in Bentonville. He and I don't see eye to eye. And that's okay. I'll do whatever it takes to be in her life. And I do. I shut up and I chill out and I don't make no waves. Anything for that sweet baby. But I quit dipping. Just dropped it. Just quit. Hadn't been easy. Ooh. It has not been easy. I found that can too, the one I lost. That got me to quit. I found it sitting there and found it, and I didn't want to take a dip. I took a little bit of one and I spit it right out and went, no. So I'm still off the snuff. As far as getting on back with Alan and stuff and doing more stuff with him, I'll get back. I needed a break. All this moving. Kathy was here for 6 months by herself. I was alone 6 months by myself, and it's just good to reconnect with her. And gosh, you're planning all the things she wants to do with this house. You know how that goes. She's never satisfied. Got to change something. Everything. Got to change paint. I already got new toilets. Got to change everything. Happy wife, happy life. But the time is on us, folks. The time is here. We're gonna have to start doing mental coordination and getting like-mindedness headed in the right directions. We got to start with my channel being. Think about that. My channel gets banned. I don't even have 100 subscribers, and my stuff gets banned for cyberbullying. I mean, what in the big picture and the working mechanism that is this world, this matrix, what difference does my little channel make? Why am I such a threat? I have to be shut down and banned. That's hard for me to comprehend. I just can't imagine what threat I would pose to the structure, to the system, to the well-being of the masses that I could provoke something to such a fury that I'd have to be banned. I'd have to be stopped from doing these kind of things. Just, it's beyond me. It is just hard for me to imagine. Wow. To quote a famous YouTuber, and those people who watch this and know what I'm talking about, there's 100,000 people watching right now. What do you have to say? Yeah, at any given moment, 100,000 people watching. But I just don't understand, folks, and that's where we're at. That's the conundrum we're in going forward. Nothing's going to make sense. It's going to be crazy. Just going to get worse. Things are just going to. Prices are already going through the roof. They're already playing the no supply game. Ain't got it. This COVID thing. That hit me yesterday. That's going to be something. Their battle cry is going forward. It hit me. Think about this. World War One. Okay, he was gonna do A, B, or C, but the war came along. World War Two, they were gonna do A, B, or C, but the war came along. Korea, they were gonna do A, B, or C, and the war came along. Vietnam, they were gonna do A, B, or C, the war came along. Gulf War, they were gonna do A, B, or C, and the war came along. Well, we didn't have another go-to for war. And I heard a young person say it yesterday. I was going to go to school. I was going to do this, but COVID came along. And I was like, wow, that's going to be the thing they say for a long time. I was going to, but COVID came along. The war this time. Or was it? Think about it. A lot of people are going to do a lot of things. Then the war came along. And that changes everything. Well, COVID came along. What do we do now? Man, I was watching. This was crazy. I was watching a freaking. I don't know if y'all have watched him before, but he was one of the first ones, I guess, along with Jordan Peterson and Sam Harris and those people who were claiming kind of they were the first to do the intellectual dark web, right? Brett Weinstein. And he had some videos out the other day that I watched that were only like 15 minutes long. They were very current. They were talking about the id and the juice, and they were saying right out front, man, anything and everything that I'd been saying, nothing different than what I'd said. I almost a couple of things I didn't even realize, but I almost quoted these guys, and they're questioning the whole validity of the jab and it's spike proteins and what they're finding, and it's just, wow, they are going way deep into this stuff. And nothing different than I said, man, and I am banned. I can't speak out on the id or the jab or the juice or nothing. I can't quote them, and I get banned. And this is what just, wow, they're killing me. They're just killing me. Nobody cares. But it's all coming down to the dadgum digital social credit score. They're coming. They've been talking about this for a while. China's been doing it. Several of them have been doing it. Several countries have been doing it. It's not a surprise. But it's coming. Get your popcorn ready, cute people. Y'all said that a bunch, didn't y'all? Get your popcorn ready. Here it comes. The digital social credit score is coming, folks. It is coming. Don't fool yourself. The the 1984 stuff is all coming, dude. It's coming. Here it comes. Are you ready? Here's a little video. I like
this segment about the great economist Thomas Sowell. There's a new biography of Sowell published by a young writer for the Wall Street Journal. The writer's name is Jason Riley, and the book is just called Maverick, a biography of Thomas Sowell. I got to know Tom Sowell because we were both fellows at the Hoover Institution, and we'd have lunch periodically. Typically, it was me, but it was also Sowell and his wife, who's also an economist. And Sowell would tell me kind of funny stories about his old days. Apparently, I remember one where he published his book. He'd written his book, Markets and Minorities, one of his first books. And he says, I sent it in to the publisher, and in those days, you mailed in the manuscript, and it was often a very long time before you heard back from the publisher. Sowell says it was almost a year, and he had basically thought, you didn't know what happened to the book. And finally, he says he got back this package in the mail, and the publisher said that they had accepted it for publication. But he says, as I looked through the manuscript, every page had extensive writing and notes and queries and questions, which is, by the way, normal for publishers to do with a manuscript. But Sowell was outraged, and basically he refused to make any changes. He wrote back to the publisher basically saying, listen, I believe that I am the world's expert on writing my own book. And so either you publish the book as is, but I'm not willing to make any of these edits or respond to some junior staffer who's come up with all these 300 questions. And Sowell goes, it was another year before he heard back from the publisher, and then he received a published book in the mail. So they decided to go for it. But this is Sowell. He was a guy with an independent mind. And Jason Riley tells this very interesting story about him. He grew up under segregation. He grew up poor. He became a Marxist in his youth. And
right. A guy like Thomas Sowell, very intelligent, no reason to believe that he doesn't see the writing on the wall, that he doesn't understand what's going on, that he doesn't get it, right? But yet in my whole lifetime, he's been touted as one of the great intellectuals of our time, economist, philosopher, theologian. But he, even the smartest won't come out and say, look, this is the end times, man. Nothing else explains it. Get right with Jesus Christ or you're done. It's hard to believe. Dinesh says he's a Christian. He says he's a true believer. So how come none of these people say it? None of them will say it. Well, I guess 27 minutes. My first video in a while. Feeling better. Still hurting in my back pretty good, but that'll get better. Let's hope. This is still the backup channel. Still. But Lord, let's close with prayer. Lord, come to you just thanking you for many blessings, Lord. I just ask that you watch over all their subs, all their friends and family, Lord, and just watch over and protect them and bless them, Lord. I ask these things in Christ's name. Amen. All right, folks. Later days.